All right, welcome everyone. My name is Omar Pinto, the host of the weekly recovery coaching calls. It is August 19th, and this is episode number 17. Woohoo! All right. So, I think everyone here is familiar with the coaching calls. So, the idea is to identify a struggle. If anyone is struggling with something or has an objective they like to accomplish, how can we help you? Who would like to go first? Interesting. Tierni.
Okay, I'm doing pretty good. I don't
I
know.
love that.
I'm not. I guess my only struggle, and I think I know what I need to do, is I got called back to my full-time job, which is with Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been freelance writing and then just doing like ship deliveries for a side gig this summer while I was furloughed. And so I guess I've been getting more and more like writing clients. So my concern was just, can I handle all that going back to work full time? Is this the best decision? Do I just keep freelancing? But I mean, I need the benefits and the financial like security. So I think I know what I need to do. I don't want to quit writing. And I've been writing some medical content now for some various different companies, a recovery center, a cancer treatment center, a rehabilitation center, writing on their blogs. So I just don't want to lose those clients. I want to keep doing that. So when I get my nursing license back, I can show that I've still been like contributing to medical research and the medical world, I guess. So yeah, but that's it. I mean, otherwise I'm doing really well. I'm also trying to start my a novel. That's like my passion project, and not having a whole lot of time for that with everything else, but I want to finish it within the next year. That's my goal.
Okay. So, lot going on.
Work. Yeah, a lot of work stuff. So I guess it's not turning into a workaholic is important.
Yeah. Okay. I don't get the sense that you're stressed out.
No, I feel pretty balanced right now.
Yep. Your energy, I feel you relaxed, kind of like flowing. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, definitely. And so it's a good spot to be in. I can't say I don't ever have like anxiety concerns and fears that creep in. I certainly do, but it's stuff that I have to deal with in the future, not today. So I'm not letting it overtake me. I think I've developed enough tools and patience with myself and coping skills that I don't let that overcome me, which is good. Yeah.
No, that's great. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay. So let's make a list. Let's take a look at it. So you haven't started your full-time gig. You've been called back.
Right. With an October 5th start date.
October 5th start date. Okay. And in the meantime, what are all the projects you're working on?
So I'm working for 2 different marketing firms. Right now I have a list of I'd say about 20 articles to do in the next couple of weeks, which isn't a lot. I'm just doing like one a day.
Okay.
And then I'm just doing the ship deliveries for a side gig right now.
What is that?
It's like grocery delivery.
Do you physically deliver?
Shop and deliver.
Shop
Yeah.
and deliver. Okay.
Yeah. It's actually been my main source of income. My writing doesn't bring in a whole lot. I make like 3 cents a word. It's not great.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. And so the ship and deliver. Okay. That is the primary gig right now?
Yeah, it's my primary source of income, but that's the thing. I don't want it to be. I don't
Yeah, no,
want it.
I got that.
You know, it's like it's been kind of my fallback, my saving grace. So, like, especially since I got furloughed in the spring. But it's an ego thing. You know, I shouldn't let it like affect me like that. And I do it, and I actually don't mind it, but it's hard being like, I used to be an emergency room nurse and now I deliver groceries. You know,
is that what you're being called back to do?
I'm being called back. It's working for Blue Cross Blue Shield in their customer service department. I can't apply to get my license reinstated again until this spring.
Gotcha. Okay, so what you're being called back to do is full-time Blue Cross Blue Shield customer service.
Right.
Okay, so what we have here is shop and deliver. You're doing writing articles, and you have this, you've been called back potentially to start work.
Right.
Of these things, what inspires you the most? What do you enjoy the most?
Writing for sure. And especially since I got this medical content marketing firm that I'm working with, it's been great for me because I enjoy it, and I enjoy the research and I enjoy the knowledge I'm gaining and contributing back to the medical community. And to be honest, none of it's, which I kind of appreciate, none of it's like COVID related. It's all like the other areas of medicine that we still need to really focus on that are really important. Cancer treatments, recovery, stroke rehabilitation, like that stuff is still happening too. So like it's really nice being able to contribute and to still like grow my knowledge in those areas too, because they're still important and that stuff is still happening.
This is where we find fulfillment. Okay, so when we as human beings, when we get stuck, when we find ourselves feeling unhappy, unfulfilled, irritable, restless, and discontent, chances are we've stopped growing and we've stopped contributing. So when I hear you say, I love the writing because it allows me to grow and allows me to contribute, I say, bravo. This is going to allow you to feel fulfilled. This is going to bring you joy. It's going to bring you worth. Okay. So really, if you could just write all day and make all the money that you would like to make, is that what you would choose to do?
Yeah, that's what I would do right now.
Okay. So let's go big picture, because sometimes we're so consumed with the how that we put the what off to the side. And when we put the what off to the side, some of us never come back to it because you get trapped in the how. As soon as I have enough money, I will do this. As soon as I finish school, I'll do this. As soon as I will finally be able to do this. And so we put off our passion, what fulfills us for another time. So let's go big picture. Big picture. You said one was, I want to write my novel.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you want to do with this writing?
That's where I'm at right now. I mean, that's as much as I've really gone. I just want to continue to grow in my strength with writing medical content, and then yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be successful at writing a book. I hope so, but and maybe grow from there. I have lots of ideas, but I really want, my identity was in nursing, and I really miss being a nurse. So I don't think I'll feel like me again unless I go back to that. I think I'll always have a regret, even if I just pursue writing, if I don't at least go back to my career or try to get it back. I just don't know that I'll feel like me again. I mean, it was I know you can create a new identity, but I still wake up in the middle of the night, like just with this feeling of regret that that I lost that and that I don't have that back. And it's been a year and a half. So, I mean, not a long amount of time, but knowing that it's a possibility for me to try to get back, I don't think I can let it go.
Okay. So I'm going to read off 3 things. You tell me what resonates most with you. Ready? Okay. I want to be a professional writer. I want to be an author. I want to be a nurse again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So the what here is I want to be a nurse again.
Yeah. That's probably, I don't know if that's the most powerful thing, but I think it's going to be the most soul soothing thing for me.
I love what you just said there. And I also love what's happening right now on your face and in your body. Okay. I see you can just light up.
Yeah.
Okay. So many of us search our whole lives for that thing that makes us feel alive, that thing that fulfills us, that thing that brings us joy. So let me ask you a question. What have you learned? What have you learned since losing is it a nursing license? How does that work?
Yeah, it was my professional nursing license. I had to surrender it. Yeah.
What have you learned since surrendering your nursing license?
Appreciation for what you have at the time and how easy it can be taken away when you think that it's never going to happen to you. You know, it eventually will catch up with you. I mean, I jumped through hoops. I got away with relapses while I was being monitored, and it was ultimately a mental health hospitalization that caused me to surrender it, or they asked me to. Well, it wasn't an ask. It was
no.
It was this or it's getting suspended. But you know, I got away with not getting caught for a good year in that program, that it was gonna eventually, something was bound to happen, and I probably needed it too, because though at the time I told myself I was dedicated to sobriety and I wasn't going to relapse again, I wasn't running the right program, and I was really resentful, had a lot of resentment. So I don't know, that was the lesson, I guess, I
Okay.
learned. And now, I mean, I would have so much value and appreciation, so much more if I can get it back. Um, but it's also been very like freeing, and I'm very proud that I got sober on my own
Mm-hmm.
without needing some sort of a regulation board to do it for me. Because when I dedicated myself to sobriety in the last year, I wasn't planning to go back. I didn't decide to get my nursing license back till probably about 3 months ago. I was going to just go down this different course of life, let it go,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
surrender to it,
Mm-hmm.
not do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just realized I think I would always regret it if I don't try. So,
Yes, you will.
but so I'm really proud that I've like started like fulfilling myself and having a good program without being forced to.
So I
Yeah.
want you to take a really deep breath right now. Okay. In through your nose. I want you to put your hand on your heart. Take another deep breath. And I want to honor this moment. I want to honor this moment. I want to honor your intention. I want to honor your recovery. I want to honor and I want to anchor this moment. So whenever you feel as though you can't go on any further, I want you to put your hand on your heart. I want you to take a deep breath in. And I want you to say, I appreciate everything that I have in my life.
I appreciate everything I have in my life.
Okay. That is your anchor. That is what you will tap into whenever you start to lose faith or get frustrated, whatever. It doesn't sound like it. You feel like you're in an amazing place. But
I have the right mindset. Yeah.
yeah. No, I feel you, but I wanna make sure that I honor the fact that this is so important. Tierni, this is so important. We search as human beings our whole lives for this feeling that you have right now. It's certainty. It is certainty. There are 6 fundamental human needs: certainty, uncertainty, love and connection, significance, growth, and contribution. And in this call, I know that you have 3 of those right now. Actually, 4. You are consistently growing. You consistently want to contribute. You love nursing. You love connecting on that level. It makes you feel significant.
And serving,
And serving. Yeah, the serving part is significance gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
Significance, it feels a little bit has a lot of different. I won't put any words out there, but significance just means acknowledged, appreciated. You've already used the word appreciated. When we seek significance, that's when it becomes a problem, because we will sacrifice the other needs when we chase significance. But when you are growing and you are contributing and you are connecting, you will, as a byproduct of that work, it will make you feel significant and appreciated. And that allows you to feel certain. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I love. This is what I was put on this earth to do. So, honoring this moment, what are we clear about?
Going back to this feeling when I feel like I can't do it, or that I have those feelings of regret and anger at myself, that that I have to fight to get this back, I guess.
Yes. I
but
must fight.
it's not a challenge I can't overcome.
Nope.
And remembering what I have right now and I always remember like what it was that I lost. That I can't go back to very often, because then I start to get pissed. So, but just moving forward, I think that's what it's about, is continuing to move forward with as much hope and determination as I can have, and allowing the rest to flow right now as it comes, and allow these opportunities to just unfold as they may.
Man, how much time do you have?
I want other people to go.
No. All right, I won't put you on the spot. I know you're in early sobriety, but you sound like you have years.
Yeah.
Of just awareness, of peace, of clarity. So real quick, these are the things that are going to hold your feet to the fire, because your what is, I want to be a nurse again. The how, we're going to put it in the hands of the universe. Okay? So, and actually your responsibility, your action items are to appreciate. So, I appreciate my sobriety. What else do you appreciate?
My recovery community.
What else?
The family and friends that I have that support me. My passion project in writing that's fulfilling me in the meantime.
Yes.
And the opportunity to go back and work for a really good company in the meantime that can provide structure to my day and benefits for my daughter and I, because it's important for me.
Oh, I appreciate my daughter.
And yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Here's what I think here's my observation. Here's what I see unfolding naturally in your life. Based on how you see the world and how and your current belief systems and your appreciation for what you have and what you have experienced and what you have gone through and what you have lost, I see that the action items are to, number one, keep writing. One way or another, keep writing. Number two, take the full-time gig back, and then start fighting for your nurse's license again. Do whatever you have to do. File whatever you have to file. See whoever you have to see. Talk to whoever you. Make it very clear to the universe that you're ready to go back.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel?
Good. I mean, I'm taking the steps. There's a lot of requirements. I mean, therapy, psychiatry, medical evaluations, mental health evaluations, chemical dependency evaluations, urine tests, recommendations from people that are sober, recommendations from employers. So I have a lot of stuff to gather and do in the next what's it going to be? I can probably do it in April. I'm thinking June. So the next 9 months or so, but I'm taking the steps. I mean, I'm back connected with therapy and psychiatry and doing the required number of meetings, working with the sponsor again. So the rest of it will be a few months down the road, the other evaluations and stuff that I have to do. But I have to do it all without a lawyer, unfortunately, which is really scary because I need to handle it all myself, review all of my medical records myself because there were inaccuracies in the past, which I had not reviewed and which affected the board's decision. And I need to not let that happen again. So always review your medical records. If you're in a legal situation, I just trusted it. And that was not the right decision. Unfortunately, people are humans. And I just reviewed my documentation at my last visit that my psychiatrist had sent over. And on the first page, there were 3 discrepancies. And it's not, they just write fast and they write from their memory. And, unfortunately, there's errors. So, it's a lot, but I just don't have the financial means. So I have to do this on my own, but it's going to be okay. I know. I mean, I feel like I know what I need to know now that I didn't know the first time.
Okay. So this goes, I know what I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
This goes back to the first question I asked you, which is, what did you learn from losing your license? And it sounds like you have learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So you tap into that appreciation. You tap into that appreciation, you tap into the learning, and you believe that when you are ready to get your nursing license back, the opportunity is going to present itself.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, do not distract yourself with too many things. I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if I should be doing that. I don't know if we're doing this. These are all distractions that prevent you from having the time to miss being a nurse. Because I know it hurts. I know it hurts. We stay busy because we don't want to sit in the discomfort, the regret of losing something that is so dear. But know this, you appreciate this now, and you appreciate all the beautiful things that you have in your life now more than ever. And the universe will see that. The universe sees, okay, she's learned. She's learned. She's just got to do a little bit more work and have a little bit more faith, but we're going to get her there. She just has to believe. And allow yourself to feel it, Tierni. Feel the sadness, feel the grief, feel it, because that will also anchor the appreciation. I never want to do this again. I never want to feel this way again. Never. I appreciate everything in my life so much. And this will keep you sober. This will keep you moving in that direction. This will keep you focused on the what. And allow the universe to figure out the how. So again, take the Blue Cross job, or the Blue Shield. So you have one job. Do the writing on the side. That's the only extra. Keep your recovery community tight like you have. Stay close to us. Keep that what? Write it somewhere, everywhere you can. Okay? I want to be a nurse again. And just see it every day, focus it on every day. And then whatever the next step is, just do the next step. until you get there. I know you're going to get there.
Thank you. I can do that.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Well done. Applause. Okay, so who would like to give Tierni a little bit of love, a little support, a little encouragement, a little feedback? Anyone?
I will.
Sheila.
Hey guys, I'm Sheila. And Tierni, I think you are a fucking rock star getting on here and becoming vulnerable. I mean, it's recorded. There's a lot of people here, and if they're not here right now, they're gonna maybe someone else will hear it, and your experience is going to benefit others. It already benefited me because I want to go back and work as a social worker because that's what I do, and I haven't done it in years and years. And I just now got my license back. Not that it was revoked or anything, but because when I moved from Fort Worth, I live in Texas, y'all, from Fort Worth to Stephenville, and I didn't forward my address, and then it all went null and void. So it's taken a year, over a year, to get all that back. So now I have that. I have my tools. I've just got to get the resume and try to find someone that will hire someone that has a felony on the record. And I think a sober house would be great. I think they're going to have one here. I'm going to look into it and stay on top of it. And so I've got to keep taking the action. I've been disabled for a long time, but I'm getting stronger all the time. And I'm pushing over those obstacles. So I wasn't going to talk all about me, but I wanted you to hear that, you want to go back and do that. I thought, you know what, I do too. Because the days of sitting around doing nothing but having pain and trying to work out and still hurting are going to soon end. I'm not going to be like this forever, that's for sure. God has a plan for me, and it's not to sit here in my house. So, but you've got great goals, and God love your heart for being able to come in here and share with us. That's very, very cool that you were able to do that, and I appreciate you. That's all.
Thank you, Sheila. And this is super important. This is super important. We get caught up with the how sometimes, a little too much with the how. Focus on the what and find the right group of people that can support you and help you figure out and allow you, give you the support you need to allow the universe to figure out the how. Eric wrote in here, could you write about being a nurse or stories from a nurse's point of view? I think that's a great idea. Right? All that experience. And Leo's right. Not only would this make a great book, it would make a great movie. Especially now.
It's funny. I had this movie producer from England contact me like 6 months ago.
What?
Yeah. He found me like on LinkedIn and wanted to hear my story.
What?
Because there's a lot more to it. There's more to it. I'll just say that. But he was like, you need to have a happy ending. You don't have a happy ending yet. And you need to be sober longer. And he's right. But he was right. I mean, I don't have that yet. So, and I may be vulnerable, but I'm pretty, I don't know that I can put myself out there that much. It was really kind of an uncomfortable situation for me, but yeah, that was kind of odd that got brought up in the past. But yeah, I need my happy ending for whether I write a book or anything. I mean, the novel I'm writing is not my memoir, but it's a fiction. But still, I mean, I need a happy ending for myself if anything else.
Well, what Kathy wrote here, was it? No, it was Jen wrote. Oh, she said you will get your happy ending. Being sober, Leo wrote, being sober is the happy ending.
That's true.
And Kathy wrote, timing is everything in God's time. So they call it the comeback. Okay, in the movie biz, they call it
he said that,
the comeback.
Actually. Yeah.
Oh, is that what he said? Yeah, he said you need the comeback.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like the Rocky movie, right? It's like all these stories where, you know, you get the shit beat out of you and you
Yeah.
never, ever, ever, ever give up. So for you, the comeback is going to be getting your nurse's license back. So like at the end of the movie, right? Like right at that end, like everything is like, you know, moving in the right direction, and you're doing all the work, and you're showing up, and you're fighting for your license, and you're filing the paperwork, and you're doing the corrections, and then you're facing the disappointments of, oh my God, this happened and I should have done this. And then they finally cut to you walking through the hospital carrying the clipboard. You know what I mean? And today, Tierni is a registered nurse again.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I hope to work in treatment. I want to work in recovery now. Yeah.
I love it. This is so good. Look at Eric's all excited.
Yeah.
Tierni, we could go in together and work in a sober house. You could be the nurse, and I could be the social worker and the therapist and all that. I think it sounds like a great idea.
We'd rock it.
Another addition to the book. Who else wants to jump in? Eric, I see you raising your hand.
Oh no, that's just what I was thinking is, you know, it, especially with rehab and everything, when you have somebody who's been in there that has had some experience, it means a lot more. Like for me, you know, I was in the military and talking to counselors and stuff who have actually been to combat and stuff, and them telling me about PTSD and the effects on it. It means a lot more coming from somebody who's experienced it versus somebody who just read about it in a book. And I think, you know, of course, after time, that is something that, you know, that this test could be your testimony. So you could go around and work in these places and help people, and saying it from a nurse is like, no, I've been there before too, and I lost my license and now I've come back. So if I can do it, you can do it too. And I think that just means a lot more. And like you're saying, everybody loves the comeback story. They love the underdog. They love all that. They're willing to get it. They're willing to give you the opportunity. And so that's, you know, I was just excited about that.
So good. So good. Thanks, Eric. Dustin wrote, you will get your comeback. Amazing, guys. Love it. Lynn is an RN. I understand how important that is to hold on to and reclaim. Any suggestions from you, Lynn? It would be great to get a little RN feedback.
I'm sorry I missed the beginning of the call, so I'm assuming that, Tierni, you lost your license temporarily due to an addiction.
Yep.
So I really empathize with you. I haven't worked as a nurse in a long time, but I've never let my license lapse. I was surprised and was about to pipe in about legal support when you said you can't have an attorney doing anything. And I'm assuming, is that because of cost?
Yeah, it's because of cost. And I made the mistake. I was protected under the union when I worked in the hospital systems. I went and worked for CVS Pharmacy after for a while, and I didn't carry malpractice insurance because I wasn't under union protection anymore. And unfortunately, you know, malpractice insurance would have covered a lawyer. But because I didn't purchase it, it would have been only $90, like $9 a month. I didn't do it. Yeah.
Okay,
Once I lost my job, it took about 8 weeks for me to get any sort of disability. And then I went on unemployment, and it was like, I don't have family that will cover me for lawyer expenses. Yeah. And now I make like $17 an hour. So I can't afford it. And it's not, I mean, I have the support of my therapist and my psychiatrist who are going to help me go through medical records and stuff. My therapist offered to assist with that. So, I mean, I think I can do this without a lawyer. It just would be, I mean, I don't know many nurses or any actually that have done it without a lawyer, but I'm sure, I mean, I know there has to be because not everyone can afford it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, so here's what I know about impaired professionals. having worked in human resources for 25 years, that nurses are really needed, and they can really, I've seen many nurses turn it around and really, go on to be exemplary. It's just a matter of doing every single thing you're told that you have to do and doing it when you have to do it, and just making it clear to HR, to manager, whatever, how much you really want to return. From a legal standpoint, yeah, go through your stuff, but it's not a complicated legal case, and it would not necessarily cost a lot of money. But I think, it would be money well spent if you just had somebody look it over if it becomes more complex than you think. I mean, if you go forward with with reviewing it and you feel comfortable, that's great. Be completely truthful with anybody who asks you any questions. I know that there's shame around this. I was using when I was a nurse. I didn't get caught, but I was doing it. But just be as honest as possible about what you've done. If you get offered the opportunity to come back with restrictions and you can't give narcotics and you can't this, you say okay. And well, you just
I opioids was never my issue. It was just,
but they'll still make that that still could be an issue. That still could be a requirement. So it's like, be willing, be cooperative, and remember how much you want this. And it can happen. I have seen situations where people have relapsed numerous times, even hurt patients, and got back their licenses. So good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lynn. And I think that, a very strong takeaway I got was, especially right now, nurses are needed. Like, this is a golden opportunity right now to push. Right? And so if there's a particular hospital that you want to work at, or you feel like you could start, just like Lynn says, go to the HR and says, look, this is what's happened to me. I really want to get back into nursing. So if there's anything that you can do to help me or put me in touch with or whatever, it could just kind of show the universe. Again, this is all, I put my hands and trust in the universe. Like, if I start to go into the human realm, things become impossible fast. But there's nothing that I don't believe God can't help me with. If I am pure with my intentions, if I'm clear about my intentions, if I'm willing to do the work necessary to get back, then I don't believe there's anything that our higher power can't do to move mountains for you.
Yeah, I want to work at Hazelden. That's my goal. Ooh. I did my outpatient there, and I was connected as an alumni at one point. Now I've not been as much. I need to try to get connected back with them. But that's where I feel like the right fit will be for me. I don't want to work in the hospitals. I want to work in treatment. And it doesn't have to be Hazelden. It's right. There's so many centers. They have like 5 centers within a pretty close radius of me, 30 miles or almost 30 to 60 miles. And being that there's such a huge recovery center, I just think to set me up for the rest of my life, benefit wise, and I have to get everything back on track, that I would feel really comfortable with them. And the fact that like everybody there is in recovery, I had so much shame, and that was a huge contributor. That and toxic relationships were the contributing factors to my relapses when I was being monitored. I was working in the emergency department at a children's hospital. I went to treatment voluntarily. When I came back, I told some people where I was, because for me, I wasn't comfortable keeping it a secret. I'm not one that lies very well. Even in my addiction, I wasn't. I was never a great liar. I just didn't know how to explain my absence. But prior to going to treatment, I mean, I was calling in sick all the time, hungover. People were wondering what was going on, why I was always ill, and I just couldn't hide it. But once I released where I had been, there were people that were not cool with me. And understandably, but always there was that, like, well, is she going to steal medications? Is she going to do this, that, or not trust me when in codes, or is she still, whatever. And I let that overtake me, that shame. And, I think with time, had I stuck it out, I chose to leave that environment and went to CVS, which wasn't all that much better. One of the first things my manager said to me, because he knew I was being monitored, he had to write reports for me quarterly. He said, I wouldn't tell anybody else about this. I mean, and that's like super. And I was in my head, I'm like, well, I'm not, after what happened at Children's. But, that's just really unfortunate when you encounter that with your employers. You don't, and that's sometimes what I don't know, maybe it's changes with time in healthcare, but that's what I encountered, unfortunately.
Well, can I just make a comment, and then I will be quiet?
Go, Lynn.
This is Lynn again. I really hear what you've gone through, and I really can hear that this has been a really painful situation, and that there were people along the way who were not helpful, and people who have attitudes and beliefs or prejudices, etc. The reality is that, the healthcare field is full of addicts. Totally full of addicts. And so the only thing I want to say to you is, getting your RN back is a big deal. That's a huge thing. And if it can all go the way you want it to, with getting a job at Hazelton and whatever, that is fantastic. However, you may have to take the job you can get to get that credential back and build up some credibility. Your will may not be able to control this situation. And that doesn't mean that your feelings don't count, or that, you didn't have shame heaped upon you. I just know from the inside, on the other side of this, if you really want something, you'll do anything you can to get it. And at times, you got to do a couple things first before you end up getting the thing you absolutely want.
Oh, that's honey, I know that, because I've been living it, but I thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, it's a good reminder all the time, but I get that. And I'm open. Like, if I have to go work in a nursing home or dialysis, I just want to be a nurse again to start with. I just think I would contribute the most, and my ultimate goal would be to work in treatment. But I know I may not have that privilege, and I'm not expecting to have it like right away. And besides, I need 2 years of sobriety at least, which I won't have right when I get my license back. But so I understand that, and thank you for the reminder. But I know that, and I'm willing to do, I worked in nursing homes before, and I haven't done dialysis, but I heard they're very inviting and accepting of RNs who've lost their license. So, and I'm nervous that I may not get anything for a while. And then if that's the case, I keep doing what I'm doing, which is why I'm trying to put stuff in place in case that is the picture. So, in the reality, I've lost so much. I mean, I worked so many jobs I never thought I would have to work in the last 2 years, since this happened, that I didn't work for a while. I couldn't find anything. And I had employers turn me down because of this already. It's, because it is accessible in background checks. That, so I get it. I know. I'm just hoping that some of the painful experiences and just start to, now I don't have to keep encountering them. I'm trying to remain more hopeful now and like forward moving rather than living like hopeless or not going for what I feel like I can go for. I think I need to do that. I need to start doing that, or I'm not going to be able to take the huge steps out of fear that have set me back in the past. So I have to try. I have to have goals and I have to try.
You absolutely. Yes. Yes. And you, guess what? You're already doing it, Tierni. That's how we opened up this call.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go backwards. Hold on. Kathy's got her hand up. Go ahead, Kathy.
Hey, there is a story in the back of, I think, the updated big books about an airline pilot he was a Delta airline pilot. And this was probably, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, could be more now, but he was arrested and lost his license because he was going to be flying. He showed up to fly drunk, and he was supposed to never, ever fly again, like commercially or anything. And I saw a video piece on him where he was talking about how it took him a long time to gain trust, but all of a sudden his doors started opening where it was supposed to be where he could never get this position, and he got it. He was never supposed to be able to do this, but he had the right connections. And it was just, in God's time, those doors opened up, and even what was never ever supposed to happen because of laws and rules and regulations did. And so just keep that in mind, Tierni. It's, and patience. It's going to be a show of patience because he had to do some work. And I just wish you luck, hon.
Thank you. Yeah, I've read that story, and I think he didn't get it back till he was like 60 years old or something. Like he had to wait a really long time, and like 30 years of sobriety, if I recall right. But he did it.
Focus on the positive.
To do it.
Focus on the
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Hand on your heart.
Yeah.
Okay. Deep breath in through the nose. I appreciate everything I have learned in my life. Go ahead.
Appreciate everything I've learned in my life.
One more deep breath. I have faith that if God brings me to it, he'll get me through it.
God brings me to it. He'll get me through it.
I want you to anchor the appreciation, because that's really what we started with. We started this conversation with what did you learn? And what you learned is how appreciative you are of being a nurse, of being a mother, of your family. Don't worry about any of the other stuff. We don't, and I told you, don't get all caught up with all the, right? Take the Blue Shield job so you can relax and you have the money coming in. Keep on writing because it's what brings you joy. And then focus on the what and whatever that next step is. That's it. That's it. That's the key to success is, as I feel your energy right now, it's shifted. It's shifted from how we started, and I want to bring you back. That's why I wanted you to anchor that. Whenever the storm starts, whenever you start to feel the storm coming in, oh, but yes, but this, but that, and I really want to do this and that, just remember, I'm so appreciative of what I have and what I've learned. And I know I didn't come this far only to come this far.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You got this. You got this. Don't remove the chatter. Go back to appreciation. Go back to focusing on the what. Do the minimum and allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to feel. Don't run around staying busy all the time because I don't want to feel sad, or I don't want to grieve the loss, or I don't want to feel the regret. allow yourself, give yourself that grace to heal. And the way you heal is you honor the learnings. These are all learnings, Tierni. They're not mistakes. They're not failures, even though we call them that because that's just their title. Okay? They're learnings. It's what you had to learn in order to be strong and fierce and appreciative of everything that you have. And that's gold. You got it?
I do. Yeah. That's a good way to, yeah.
Yeah, I needed to circle back. I thought I saw I was losing you. I needed to bring you back in.
Yeah. I mean, when I start thinking, and I know people are trying to help, but you know, when the challenges and stuff, I'm aware. I think about it every day. It kept me from wanting to do this. You know, like I said, I was going to give up and not. So, you know, I try to keep that stuff out of my mind because if I let it worry me or concern me or, you know, I mean, I'm grounded in reality, but I'll let it prevent me from moving forward. I have to have hope that it'll be okay.
Good. Well, that's why you have us. Okay. That's why you have me. If you need a reference, all right, whatever reference you need.
Thank you.
All right. Just always remember the breath, your heart, your love, your passion. Are you willing to go to any length to be a nurse again?
Yeah.
That's all you need to focus on. That's it. Whatever comes in front of you, you just remind yourself, I appreciate everything in my life and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to become a nurse again. Nothing is going to stop me. There you go. All right. She's back.
Yes, thank you.
All right. We're at the top of the hour. Does anyone have any final things to say? Any love they want to send Tierni's way? Love only. Tori?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for being vulnerable and just opening up. You know, when you were first talking, I was like, oh my God, this girl's telling me about myself. So, you know, I just really appreciate it. And thanks for being here. And yeah, and you helped a lot more people than just yourself. So thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey-o.
What was that, Lynn?
Bye.
Thank you so much, Lynn. I'm sending you so much love.
Good luck, Tierni. You can do it.
Yes. That's what we need to hear. We need more of that in this world. You can do it, and you will. All right, folks. We will see you next week. I love you all. Big hand for everyone. Have an amazing week.